Hello there and welcome along to this next episode. In today's video I'm going to start building my kitchen cabinet, my overhead cupboard, whatever you want to call it. I've been putting it off for ages because the too difficult light keeps coming on. I've done a little bit of a sketch, nothing major. I want the cupboard to reach to the end of the worktop, so about here, and this last part I want to have as a shelf on the corner, hopefully with some kind of lip round the edge. Not sorted that out yet, but the main part of it will be an overhead cabinet, and I want to put sliding plywood doors on the front. That's the plan. I've started cutting some wood. I've got a base. It wasn't quite long enough, but I've got two pieces of plywood for the base, and they will be like that. I'm going to cut the corner off here so I don't bang my head on it, or anybody else getting into that seat doesn't bang their head on it. But also it'd be quite nice just to sort of, I think I'm going to do about 8 centimetres as a triangle there, and then yeah, so this end part will be the little shelf and the rest of it will be a cupboard, and it will be cladded in the pine cladding like this. So I'll get on with it. So far I have built this framework, which will be the base of the shelf, cupboard, locker, whatever it's called, and it will fit like that, and then I will put a piece of plywood on the top as the cupboard base, and then I will build up from there. What I've done with the back piece, just to show you, I've put just one screw in that top corner, which is allowing the wood to twist, because this wall's not level. So when I put this up against the wall like so, I'll be able to twist that and it will be able to get a full grip on the wall when I screw it in, and this will pivot to however is the correct angle. And then when that's in place, I'll be able to put another screw through the end to hold that firm. That's the plan anyway. Next, I am going to get the plywood, and I'm going to get this framework, and I'm going to paint it with white gloss paint, because that's going to be the underside of the cupboard. I want it to reflect the lighting back, because there'll be lights under the cupboard. Also, I'm going to use gloss paint, so it's going to be wipeable as it's above the cooker. There you go. Got my frame made. I have put the shelf, the plywood on top as the shelf. I fixed it into the wall at the end here. I fixed it across here where I'd marked some fixing points onto my plywood. And I've also got a beam across here that I stuck onto the ceiling with no more nails, and I have put this beam support which goes across there, and when I've measured it, it's pretty much the same distance from the worktop to the bottom of the cupboard all the way along. Maybe there's about ½ centimetre in it, but not worried about that. But yeah, so I'm going to carry on. I'm going to make the little end, because I'm going to clad here, and that is going to be a little shelf on the end of the, let me show you. So this will be a little shelf on the end, and then the rest of it is going to be cupboard with some sliding doors on the front. I'll carry on, but yeah, you see I've done that bit. and from under here, oh bash, it's all painted so that it'll be easily wiped, and when I put my lights under here it will reflect the light. Carry on. I got a fair bit done yesterday. I didn't film anything yesterday because I was a bit annoyed. I bought these lights which were off Amazon, the Best Buy, most popular choice. I thought I'll get some of those, so I fitted them under here, got them all wired in and everything was hunky-dory until I came to turn them on, and it was, well, it was like a single candle at about 200 yards. So they were absolutely useless, and when I read more into the specifications, it said that it takes 12 volts to 80 volts. So I guess at 80 volts they might be quite bright, but at 12 volts totally useless. So I've now ordered a strip of the 50/50 bright LED white lights, so that's going to go around here on the underside, and I've ordered a little toggle switch which will fit just here because I wanted the switch to be able to be reached from the cab, because if I park up and it is dark and it is raining and I don't particularly want to walk around the outside and traipse wet footprints into the van, I can just climb through the hatch, but it's not easy when there's no lights. So I thought if I can just reach through and switch on the under counter lights, that would be simple. So that's why the switch is going to be at this end. I've got a lot of the cupboard built. Yesterday I built a rack for the wine glasses. I've got a little clip I can show you of the beginning of that. I've got these glasses and these glasses and these glasses, and I wanted to be able to put them in my cupboard when I build it. I've got a piece of plywood and I've cut 3 holes in it, and then I've marked the lines down here, and I'm going to cut a slot for each one, and then hopefully the stems of the glasses will slide up, and that will keep them in place and hang in the top of the cupboard, but we'll see. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm just going to find a way of putting it into the cupboard. I've built another little sort of rack. Looks like it's for eggs, but it's actually for shot glasses, so that one fits there. My next job here is to make some way of securing my plates and mugs and dishes and bits and bobs like that. I have finished my cupboard build and very pleased with it. I am too. I've got 2 sliding doors, and look, I filled it with stuff already because I had to make sure it would fit. The doors are just made with plywood, and then I have put a grey emulsion wash over the top of it. What I did was put some white emulsion with some of the flat matte black paint that I had, that I did the inside of the window frames with. Mixed it together, added some water to it, then painted it on and brushed it off with a piece of tissue paper, so there was very little paint left on it. And then, I don't know if you can see there, but the grain is coming through really well. I made a couple of handles using a piece of doweling that I cut a little slice off the back to make it flat and then screwed through. And then there is my cabinet with a wine glass holder at the top, just for them to hang in. They're all plastic, so they'll be okay if they bang together. Got some non-slip matting in the bottom, and I made a couple of racks to put my plates, so my plates will stand up in the back. I'll show you a video of those. So as you can see, the plates are all fixed in with a piece of elastic here. The cups are all standing on a piece of non-slip matting, and then at this end you can see I've got the wine glasses suspended from the top and a little rack at the back to put shot glasses, and there's a cocktail shaker just in case I need to make cocktails. The sliding doors, I have used 2 pieces of trunking and screwed them at each end of the cupboard, and that is just the right width to fit a, I think it's 5mm piece of plywood. So they make a lovely slide up and down, and then the top of the trunking, the lid that you clip on, was just the right width to clip onto the top of the plywood, so that is ledged onto the top of one of the doors. Can I show you it? Yeah. So that is wedged onto the top of the door, which keeps the spacing about right. As you can see without it, it's all wibbly wobbly. They slide very nicely. And just by chance, the spotlight has fallen right in the middle of the cupboard. Almost like it was planned that way. I've made a little lip here. There's about, I think it's about a 2 or 3 centimetre lip. Not really sure what. Actually, maybe about 1.5 centimetres, but just enough to stop things sliding off the shelf at the end. Underside is painted white, so when I get the lights all fitted, they will reflect down, and also it will be wipeable because it's near the cooker. Still waiting to get my tiles. Don't think they've even left China yet, and I ordered them about 2 months ago, and they just keep fobbing me off. So I don't know what's happening there. But I'm gonna finish this video here. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it's made you smile or given you some inspiration. It would be really good if you could leave a like and a comment. That would really help my channel grow. And also, if you would subscribe to the channel, that would be brilliant. And there is a button somewhere about here.